Hi, today we're going to make some actions in Photoshop, and I'm going to show you how to create an action, how to export an action, and even where to sell it if that's what you want. Okay, so I made these three actions very quickly for the tutorial. In one it's depth of field, and as you can see it's basically this one. It just adds a nice glare into it. In the next one, it's the HDR, which uh, tries to get all the details going. And the final one, it's the vintage. So I just did those three very quickly. Okay, so now that you know what the images can do, these are the actions. And the thing with actions, it's once you save them, you can use the same actions for as many pictures as you want. For example, let me just open that one back up. And the first thing you need to know is how to open the actions. So you can either click here and that'll open up your actions. Or on the other hand, you can go to Window and look for Actions. And that'll open your Actions menu. Once you have your Actions menu, what you want to do, it's in this case, these are the ones you should always come with default actions and custom, since I made these other two. And the way they work, it's like, for example, let's make a new one. So we're gonna make a folder, and we're gonna name it custom chase for test. So there we go. We have a new folder of actions. Then we have to create a new action. So the action, it's gonna be called I don't know, this one. So there we go. Once we have this, we can start recording. So by this, like you see here the button, when we press this, it's going to record anything we do, any action we take. It's not going to record the time it takes us to go and open it up. It's just going to do it straight up. But it'll do exactly what we're setting it. So we don't want to do extra steps or anything in order to create a good action. So let me show you. So we're gonna record, and then for example I'm just gonna duplicate this layer, and on this copy I'm gonna go to filter, artistic, I don't know, I'm just gonna go neon, or I'm just gonna give it something very quick, so just as an example. So we did that, and now I'm gonna give it some opacity. So you can see here it says stamp, so it is doing it. And the opacity, but you saw, I just chose one different from another. So you see it's just making three of them that I'm not gonna really use after. I'm gonna have to delete these. So it's better always to test it out, see what you want, and once you have exactly what you want, then you can start just going straight to the points. The best way to do it is just write it down, write each step down with the values you're gonna give it, and then start saving. Now, let's say, for example, I'm just gonna go to linear light. Okay, and once we have that, I'm just gonna duplicate another layer, and this other layer, I'm going to give it a little blur. And right now, just so you guys know, I'm just making everything up. I really don't know where I'm going. And let's say divide, and we're gonna give it a very low passing. Okay, but whatever. So once I have these, I'm just gonna merge them together. That's a good step always to take. And we have this, and boom. So what we just did, now it's recorded here. As you can see, you can check the details. Like for example, I did this, which I didn't really need because it's like the opacity. I went back and forward. So if you needed to delete anything from here, like for example, opacity, and then I'm changing the opacity back, and then again. I'm not gonna need those. I can just change the opacity straight to the final one. So I'm just gonna leave that one. So that way you can modify whatever you need it if you decided not to write down and just go to freestyle it. Okay, so that's the way it's saved. And as you can see, it has a little check mark on it. If you take it off, it's not gonna play any of them. So to show you what I mean by play, I'm gonna open this other picture I have, and I wanna perform the same exact steps that I took in here, because that's what actions are all about. And what I would have to do is select whatever style I want, check it, and then go to the first step and play it. So that'll just take care of it. So you saw I just performed the same steps, and as easy as that. Now another good thing I want to show you, I'm just gonna delete this and hopefully what I want to show you, just gonna close it, and I'm just gonna open this one. And what I wanted to show you, it's this other box. If you check it, it's gonna allow you to have some options. So what I mean, for example, for the stamp, remember how it pops up with a window? It's gonna pop up the window. So for example, I don't want these options. You click, and let me show you what I mean. So you saw, it just popped up the window. So for example, if you wanted to make your action more, I don't know, to play around with it, you could. For example, there, and you see, and it's popping for the caption blur because I checked it. So let's say for example like that, and whatever. So there we go. If for example so now that you can see the difference, it's only gonna prompt us for the caption blur, and there it is. So there, as you can see, I just made an action. So it can be a really complicated but really good action, and then that can lead to people buying it and you making money off it. So now that I showed you how to make one, I'm going to show you how to export it. So to export them, you have to click here, and you have to go to save actions. Basically, that's how they work. So for example, this one, I'm just going to select it. Oops. Save actions, and then I can just give it the name, save it, and it's ready to export. The same for loading. I'm gonna leave you guys the ones that I showed you, the field of depth, HDR, and the vintage. And in order to load them, what you would have to do, like for example, let me just delete this one. You would have to do is click in here, then load actions, and let's just say this is the one. So we would just double click on it, and it would just pop up, and that's it. So now the final part, it's once you made an awesome one, really good action, just review it, make sure it does something. You can also make a package, which is very common. By a package I mean you do I don't know, HDR, and you give it a lot of options like high HDR, low, and whatever. Now I'm gonna show you the web page I was talking to you guys about. So it's graphicsriver.net, and basically here it's where you can sell. You'll usually get between 50-70% of what they're selling it at, so they keep a commission, of course. But after that, it's a really good site. It's very popular, and if you want to sell, just create an account in here. And for example, go to add-ons and Photoshop, and you can start selling them here. Just like, for example, these ones they have so many actions. Oops. So like for example, let's see this one, and this one made only 33 sales. But if, of course, if they're really good, then they're gonna make a lot of sales, and then you're gonna be able to make a lot of money. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you back soon.